Welcome back to Sports Talk with Dad. As always, my name is Kyle, and I cannot call this Sports Talk with Dad without the man sitting next to me, a man who was alive when Bugs Bunny first came onto the silver screen, my dad, Tim.
No, I wasn't. I was there with the classic Bugs Bunny. It was on TV, Saturday morning cartoon.
They had TVs?
Shut up.
They're not that old. Did you have color TV? Honestly, honest question. Was color TV a thing when you were a kid?
My mom and dad got a color TV when I was 5 or 6 years old.
So no.
They were just going. I mean, it was a big thing. You turn on Batman, for example.
Yeah.
And they'd always say, in color.
When did color TVs become a thing?
About the mid-'60s.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, look at it. I Love Lucy was in black and white.
Yeah.
Andy Griffith started out in black and white.
Right.
And that was in the 60s. Dick Van Dyke, one of the greatest comedies of all time, was only filmed in black and white. And I think they ended in 66 or 67. So, yeah.
When did colors in movies become a big thing? Because Snow White was color. Bambi was color.
Wizard of Oz.
So it was Wizard of Oz.
Uh-huh.
So that's when it started in movies. And then color became a thing in TV in the 60s.
Correct.
What about radio?
I don't think they ever had color radio.
Just kidding.
Radio, look, and I'm going to age myself. I used to love listening to radio dramas because you had to paint the entire picture in your mind, and the actors were so good, you were involved.
Yeah.
And I still listen to it on satellite radio today.
Oh, I do too. I mean, talk radio is awesome, and storytelling on radio is still awesome. I mean, you gotta it allows you to paint your own picture.
Yeah. One of my favorite dramas I still listen to on, I can't think of the name of the station, but it's like classic radio.
Yeah.
Is there a show called Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. He is an insurance investigator.
Okay.
And his show was 15 minutes long. And so there was like 5 parts in a week. And that was a whole serial, and they play it the whole show and when I'm listening to it, and it's a great way to pass the time.
My favorite thing that I still listen to every year, I actually fall asleep to it in the month of December, is the 1938 Campbell Soup Christmas Carol.
Orson Welles and Lionel Barrymore.
Lionel Barrymore,
Scrooge.
Who was supposed to be the original Scrooge in 1938, and he, broke his hip or something?
Yeah. Well, he ended up playing Scrooge, really, because he was in It's a Wonderful Life. And that really was a Scrooge character.
It was. And that's why he was in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because he had a broken something.
I think it was a broken hip.
I think it was a broken hip.
And back then, they really didn't know how to deal with it.
And by the way,
yes,
the remake of Miracle on 34th Street is 1,000 times better than the original Miracle on 34th Street.
We'll talk about that at Christmas time.
I know, but I want to make that point very, very clear.
I was going to say, they aren't remaking It's a Wonderful Life.
No.
They cannot ever remake that
perfection.
movie. It's perfection as it is.
I had people last year during the Christmas season, and since, well, it's not even July, I can't even say it, but they told me I was wrong, and they're dumb for telling me I'm wrong, and so I had to get out of the way now because it was in my mind. We're talking about stuff you were alive for. You were alive in 1938 for the original Christmas Carol, the original Miracle on 34th Street.
I'm going to...
Radio was a thing.
I hate you. But speaking of people who listen to the show and reach out to us, I got a viewer just called in and went off on me saying, "What do you think about the Brewers?" I said, "They're doing great. It's not going to last, but I love the way they're playing right now." And they were off. They will continue to play at this pace. I don't see any way they won't stop winning like they are. And I'm like, they've got an 8 to 10 game losing streak just waiting to jump up and bite them in the behind.
Every baseball team does. The only reason with the Brewers is the Brewers did not start off hot. You have to remember that. The Brewers had a really rough start to the season, and after the All-Star break, I think they've only lost 4 games.
They have 18-4 or whatever. They're winning at a 627 clip right now. They're 30 games over 500.
That's not going to continue.
No, it's not. It just can't.
Unless the spirit of Bob Uecker.
Well, if he's really doing this, because they're winning games, there's no way they should have won. And in the past years, they wouldn't have won.
Yeah. I think Dale Murphy, their manager, has a lot to do with it. Pat Murphy, sorry. Dale Swain, Pat Murphy. I'm getting them screwed up. I think he has a lot to do with it. They're playing much more aggressive than they ever have in years past. As proof that they wouldn't have done this before, look at what the Cubs are doing right now.
Mm-hmm. The Brewers are playing small ball.
The Cubs are falling apart. It is a perfect Craig Counsell end of a season. You start to see the cracks. He starts to overanalyze, and the season starts to fall apart. And we're seeing it in Chicago once again. Chicago's also different. I'm not going to get into it now because it's in a baseball episode. But the Brewers are playing extremely well, and they're playing a different type of baseball, like you said, small ball. The issue that happens at the end of seasons is that teams, the long ball dies. Teams get obsessed with the long ball. That's all baseball is now, and it dies. Where the Brewers are different is they are playing a lot of small ball. They're winning games not by home runs all the time, but by base hits and smart base running and fundamentals.
Just moving the runner over. This is a team that Pete Rose would love.
Yeah.
And I've listened to a lot of shorts, and people get mad at me, and they go, you don't like Pete Rose. I love Pete Rose. He's one of the greatest players of all time. He doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because of what he did. It doesn't take away from the fact that he was just one of the best ever.
Yeah.
And he would love this because the Brewers will take the home run when it comes. But if they've got a man on second and 2 outs, they don't try for the long ball. They just want to move the guy over and try for a base hit.
They score the run.
Yep.
Score the run. And that's why they're winning games, which is different than how other people are playing. So are they going to continue to win at this type of pace? No. They're going to come in September. If they go 500 in September, it's a good thing. They'll get into the playoffs. They'll be the number 1 team. And then you see what happens. It's just make the playoffs and see what happens. Off topic a little bit here because you made me think of this. Who do you think is the better hitter? Pete Rose, Tony Gwyn?
Oh, my God. Well, you might as well toss Ted Williams into the argument then,
not.
Too.
It's just Pete Rose, Tony Gwyn.
Tony Gwyn may have had the best hand-eye coordination ever.
Him or Barry Bonds.
Okay. Tony Gwyn didn't cheat, so...
It has nothing to do with hand-eye coordination.
I know, but I like to make it about it. Pete Rose had 42. Pete Rose was interesting because he worked so hard at his craft. He really didn't have...
So did Tony Gwyn.
I know they did. I know, but Pete Rose had to work for everything he earned. Tony Gwyn was naturally gifted as a hitter.
And put in the work.
And he did both. I think as a natural hitter, I think Tony Gwyn was a better natural hitter.
I'm asking that question. I said, who do you think is the better hitter, Pete Rose or Tony Gwyn? You're trying to answer this in a roundabout way, and I'm not going to allow you to do it. Who's the better hitter?
So you're asking if I had to pick one person to get a hit.
I'm asking who the better hitter is. Pete Rose or Tony Gwyn?
We're splitting hairs on this.
Yeah, split them. Who's the better hitter?
Tony Gwyn.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree.
Really?
I'm just surprised that you said Tony Gwyn. Because you are. That's the funny thing about you on this show. You are painted as a Pete Rose hater.
Yeah.
The comments consistently go off on you for being a Pete Rose hater.
I don't hate Pete Rose.
And I grew up, just so you all know, I grew up with Pete Rose stories. Like, my stories were the 82 Brewers, the 69 Cubs, and the Reds, the Big Red Machine. Yep. Those were my stories, and it was all about Pete Rose. When it was talking about putting in the work, it was Pete Rose nonstop in my household.
You knew the story about why he was called Charlie Hustle, and that was not a compliment.
No, it wasn't. And it was Pete. So he is a big Pete Rose fan. He's just got a bias against him for some reason that I don't understand.
Bet on baseball. That's my bias against him.
So I was just curious because you are really a Pete Rose fan. I'm surprised you said Tony Gwyn. The answer is Tony Gwyn. Let's make this clear. There's one answer. It's Tony Gwyn. He would have hit 400 in a season had it not been for the strike. I don't know why he wasn't the all-time. How many hits did he even have? I don't even know. He's got to be close.
He's over 3,000. No, he's not. Nobody's close to Pete.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably got 3,100 hits, something like that.
Oh, fair enough.
But, I mean, and then you get into the conversation, who's better, Pete Rose or Ichiro? Ichiro holds the record for the single season, 262 hits. That'll never be touched again.
We'll never know what the all-time hit record could have been with Ichiro.
No, if he would have come over and he would have started when he was 19.
I think he could have, but again, if
I think he would have.
Dog eats a tree, right?
Yeah, but I think he would have gotten to the record.
I think so too.
I think he would have been.
Didn't.
He didn't.
It doesn't count.
He played 6 years in Japan.
I mean, if you're going, Pete Rose said it himself. If you're going to count Ichiro's hits in Japan, then you need to count all of Pete Rose's hits in AAA.
Right. Yeah.
You just have to. It's a different game.
I love Pete's ego.
He's right.
He's right, but it just sounded. It's so Pete. I mean, ego gets in the way.
But the better hitter is Ichiro, and then the question comes down to, okay, who's the better hitter, Ichiro or Tony Gwyn? And that I don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer for that one either, because, and then the real question is, you got to toss Ted Williams in there, who lost 5 years serving our country.
More than 5 years.
5 or 6.
Well, I mean, because he lost during World War II, and then he lost in Korea.
Right.
I think it was like 7 or 8 years. He lost to that. I mean, nobody's seen a player like Ted Williams ever. There is a story that Tony Gwyn told, or his kid told, or something like that, where those two actually got to meet.
It was at the All-Star game of Boston,
and they were just talking about hitting.
Yeah.
To be a fly on the wall of that conversation.
Well, they're playing 4D chess at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both so good. The story is Ted Williams could actually see the rotation on the ball as it's coming in. So could Tony Gwyn.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have loved to heard the conversation. I don't know that I would have understood what they were saying.
No clue.
Because I certainly didn't have those eyes.
It's 4D chess at that point. No idea. I don't know. I really don't know. But if you put those three into the conversation of who's the better hitter, I don't know if you can come away with an answer.
Put their names in a hat and pull one out.
But you let us know what you think in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get to enjoy this show as much as we enjoy making it.
So close to 200,000 subscribers.
We are so close. We are at 1984 something. I don't know. But we're getting very, very close. Thank you to all of you that listen to our random ramblings.
Yeah, we took a squirrel trip on that one.
It was a fun one.
It was. And now you're going to get angry.
I am, because it's time to talk about football. So Micah Parsons has a contract already.
No, he doesn't.
He definitely does.
No, he doesn't.
He definitely does. This whole stupid thing. There was a contract handshake done, which is rumored now to be around $200,000, which is ridiculous. It's not $200,000, or $200 million. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
we're talking hits, thousands. I'm getting confused. That's my excuse. I don't care what the real answer is. But it wasn't that, right? They have the idea of what it wants to be, because Jerry Jones likes long-term contracts. He likes 6-7 years. Players don't do that anymore. We already have the parameters with CeeDee Lamb and with Dak Prescott. It's going to be a 4-year contract. It's going to be $40 million a year, $43 million a year. It's done. The contract's done. The reason it is going on this long is because Jerry Jones is a media genius.
Or junkie.
And think the Cowboys are the first story on every sports show. It's the first story in football we're talking about.
And it shouldn't be, because they're not that good.
Yet they are.
Yeah, exactly.
The Cowboys are always relevant. They're always in the news because Jerry Jones understands this is an entertainment industry. Micah Parsons has a contract. The contract is done. Jerry Jones already knows what he's going to sign him to. He already has his lawyers with the paperwork. He hasn't called his agent because he didn't want his agent to leak anything that it's already done. This is done. So this is done.
This is just Jerry being Jerry again?
This is Jerry Jones being brilliant at what he does. It is keeping the Cowboys relevant. What sucks is you have arguably your best player sitting on the sideline, not getting ready for the season. And that's where Jerry Jones screws up.
Yes, because Micah Parsons, like everybody, there's a real good chance he's going to come out and start to play, and he's going to get hurt.
He's not going to get hurt. He's going to be fine. He's 27 years old.
Really?
He's going to be fine.
How many times have you seen somebody hold out, or this is a hold in because he's there, starts to play?
Every time Jerry Jones signs somebody. I'm just trying to hold out hope. I like Micah Parsons. I agree with them saying, listen, we need you to be more leader, which is basically him saying, hey, we need you to quit with the podcast stuff and play football.
Okay, as soon as Jerry quits with the podcast stuff, his players can quit.
Also agree with that. I understand that. Because nobody's telling Aaron Rodgers stop going to Pat McAfee show and all this other stuff, and you have to take advantage of the business opportunities while they are there. So, but at the same time, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Well, you're right. I'm wrong here.
Apparently, that's why the Vikings didn't sign Rodgers because they didn't, or the Jets because they didn't want him on McAfee.
They didn't. No, they don't want the drama that comes with Rodgers. I was like, why?
1 year.
Let him play football. I've said this forever. Who cares what you're like off the field? As long as you're not hurting anybody, right? If you're into whatever Rodgers is into nowadays, Dolphins mating, whatever it may be, go be into that type of stuff. I just want you to throw touchdowns.
Look, Dak Prescott is brilliant in front of the press. He is the CEO of the players for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. You can trust him completely in front of the press. He'll say the right thing every time. Would you rather have him or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Every time.
Every time.
But this is a game. This is a game with the Cowboys. Micah Parsons already has a contract. Jerry Jones already knows what he's going to sign him to. He's going to make him, if not one of the highest defensive
ends.
Defensive players in general. It's going to be a higher contract than TJ Watt. It's going to be a higher contract, than Myles Garrett. I think he's going to make him the highest paid defensive player in the league. It's done. But everybody's talking about the Cowboys right now. If Micah Parsons had signed in the offseason, nobody would be talking about the Cowboys right now. That's all this is.
Be focusing on the head coach. And nobody's talking about the head coach.
Nobody's talking about the head coach. They're all talking about the Micah Parsons contract. But where Jerry screws up is you have a guy who's there but not practicing. It's not about team chemistry. He's hurting the team. And I don't think he thinks that far ahead.
He doesn't. I mean, it's the old thing from North Dallas 40. Whenever I call it a game, you call it a business. Whenever I call it a business, you call it a game.
It's true. Such a good movie.
Great movie. Nick Nolte, Mac Davis. Love that movie. But it's true, and that was based on the Dallas Cowboys when Tom Landry was there. It's kind of the same way.
Just to go back, I love when you do that with movies, by the way, because you say one actor, and then you have another.
I have to remember the other.
And then you pause for a second.
And there it is.
I'm out. And then you move on.
Yeah, well.
It's brilliant.
There was only two. I don't remember the other ones in there.
You tried, though.
No, it was Mac Davis. It was Mac Davis and Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte played Poot.
Was that the character's name? It's been so long since.
It was a nickname that Mac Davis gave him. Anyways, we digress. I'm going to make you mad about something else. Packers played Saturday night. Jordan Love had to have surgery today for a torn ligament in his
left thumb, non-throwing hand.
I'm not worried about that at all. One thing I am worried about is one thing that's continued from last year. Their receivers have no idea how to catch a football.
I trade all of our wide receivers for Terry McLaurin right now. All of them.
And just go with one?
Why not? What's the difference? What's the difference?
They all try to catch against their bodies.
How does our wide receiver coach still have a damn job?
I don't know. I mean, I saw guys.
This is ridiculous.
They were running before they caught the ball, which you've known since high school. You catch the ball first.
It's not even running without the ball. One, Romeo Doubs just needs to be cut. This is getting to be absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. He's literally catching the ball on a slant like this.
Instead of catching
Put your hands out and catch the damn ball.
Which is another reason they should have brought in Devontae Adams.
He wanted to go out to L.A. Bottom line of the story, he wasn't coming back to Green Bay. I know there was no call made. He wasn't coming back anyway.
No.
It wasn't going to happen.
But they needed somebody like a veteran in that clubhouse to kick these guys in the butt.
Why is the wide receiver coach not kicking these guys in the butt? Why is the head coach not sitting there watching them on the jugs machine saying, catch the damn ball? This is all you're doing all day.
Why aren't they sitting there like Chris Carter used to do with the jugs machine, catching it with one hand and then the next hand?
I don't know. I have zero idea why that's not happening. This is getting to be beyond ridiculous. Catch the damn ball.
Teams reflect their head coach.
You are being paid millions of dollars to do one thing.
Let me
catch
finish.
the ball.
Matt LaFleur is kind of nonchalant in all his press conferences, whatever. His team plays like that. There's no sense of urgency. There hasn't been for years. And they must not get a lot of heat for dropping the balls. He must go, I understand. I get it. There's no excuse. Catch the ball.
If the receivers continue to play like this, the Packers are going to have a bad season.
Yeah, and
I think the Packers are going to have a bad season.
I feel bad for Jordan Love because he was throwing accurate passes.
They were in there. He was all last year, too.
Yeah.
That's where people saying, oh, he had a down year. No, he didn't. The receivers didn't catch the ball.
7.1% of all passes were dropped, almost double the next closest team.
5 of his interceptions were tipped balls off the hands of the wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Minimum of 5. I've never seen this before. I mean, you had Antonio Freeman back in the day where the joke was if it hits him in the hand, he's not going to catch it. If it's thrown a mile away from him, he's catching that ball every single time. But he still caught more passes than these receivers do now. Look at Donald Driver. What made Donald Driver great? Was he the fastest on the field? No. Was he the biggest on the field? No.
He ran great routes and he caught the ball.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Run your route, catch the ball. That's all you have to do.
And he was catching balls coming 100 miles an hour from Brett Favre.
And he caught them all.
Yeah.
Broke every hand on his finger. Or every finger on his hand.
But you weren't, if you didn't catch the ball, don't look for another ball being thrown to you.
What choice did Jordan Love have?
He has none. He does not have a bell cow. And maybe Matthew Golden will be that.
He caught everything that went his way, which honestly I was not expecting. Because he was known for not catching every single ball, except when they're playing Ohio State in the college football playoffs. He caught all of them.
He just came into camp with the mind, I'm not dropping the ball.
Yeah. I am wondering how he's going to be when it gets cold. He's a Texas kid.
Yeah.
He hasn't played in Green Bay in the wintertime yet.
But they've had a lot of guys from down south who adjust, and they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
He's catching with his hands, though.
Yeah.
He's catching with his hands. This body catch nonsense, I thought, and by the way, if Luke Musgrave, the tight end for the Green Bay Packers, turns around and starts running backwards
again
for a ball that's thrown at him, come on, dude. He's going to get hurt. Because he's going to run backwards. And if I'm a defender, I'm going right behind him and nail him square in the back.
Well, that's why Tucker Kraft did so well last year. Musgrave was out because he was injured, and he's going to get injured again.
Because he keeps running backwards. Why are you're not a center fielder.
You took the words right out of my mouth. But that's how he tries to catch the ball.
Every time.
He's underrunning his route.
Every time. Mm-hmm. If he keeps running, the ball's perfect. That's what drives me nuts. Jordan Love is a Hall of Fame talent. He is. If you look at his year last year, if you take away those drops, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. His balls are always on point. It's just people keep dropping them. Was he throwing from his back foot too much last year? Yeah, he was. Well, he was also dealing with an injury. Catch the damn ball.
You put him on a team with good wide receivers. You put him on the Rams right now with Adams, and
they're a Super Bowl team.
They'd be right there, and Love would be looking unbelievable.
Catch the ball.
Put him on San Francisco. They're catching the ball.
I just don't understand. I've never seen professionals like this not catch the ball. In Green Bay, we've never had that. Not in my lifetime. I went Sterling Sharp, Antonio Freeman, Andre Rison, Robert Brooks, and then went on to Donald Driver, Javon Walker even caught the ball. Went on to Greg Jennings.
Okay, and what?
Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams.
I want you to think about this.
James Jones.
What did you just describe?
Well, Sterling Sharp was the first of the breed.
He was the first of the breed, and he was there with some of the other wide receivers, specifically
James Lofton.
James Lofton was there. There was always a veteran in the room to kind of work with the next guy up.
Yeah, we don't have that.
We don't have that.
We need to start over with Matthew Golden and hope that he becomes that veteran wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's time to clean house in Green Bay. I've been saying it for a while. If you're a head coach and you're not holding your receivers responsible enough to catch the damn ball, then what are we doing here?
And if you're the GM and you're bringing in these guys,
the GM is bringing in the talent. Your job as the coach is to make them NFL players. And what we are not doing is developing these players into NFL players. If you have wide receivers with this much talent and you're not teaching them how to catch a damn ball, that's on you as a coach, not on the GM for bringing in the talent. That is coaching. That's where the development comes from.
Okay. So I watched a bunch of the preseason games. You said the Bengals were 12-5, 10-6.
Bull.
10-6.
I think I'm wrong on them being 12-5.
I know you're wrong.
They always start slow. They're actually playing in the preseason, which, man, does that make a difference to the beginning of a season if your player's first game isn't in game one?
I think people are starting to learn that was a dumb thing to do.
Everybody but the Rams, and they seem to figure it out. But again, they don't get hot till later in the season.
Right.
They're going to start fast. They're a good team.
10-6.
It's all about the defense, man. You got to get Hawkinson in there. You don't have anything else.
I mean,
Hendrickson, sorry. You need to get him in there, and now.
Yeah, that's a 10-6.
Because you're going to put up 41 points a game with this offense. The problem is your defense is going to allow the other team to put up 42.
10-6.
And that's what happens every single year except one to the Bengals. And guess what? It did happen in the Super Bowl.
Right.
They scored a ton of points. Their defense allowed the other team to score one more.
They are the old Denver Nuggets who would score 120 but give up 125 every night. Okay, so
the Bengals have a chance to be a 14-win team. Bengals have a chance to be a 14-win team.
You said you stopped drinking.
They have a chance to be a 14-win team. If the defense can figure it out, that offense is electric.
10-6, which is also probably what the Chiefs are going to be. Although they didn't look great.
I think the Chiefs are going to be worse than I thought. I had the Chiefs at 10-7. I think they might be worse than that and not make the playoffs.
Well, if you're worse, you're 9-8 or 8-9.
Yeah. They're not a good team. They're in a transitional period right now, and I think they're in big trouble.
They're going to figure it out because Kelsey's rejuvenated. Taylor Swift was on their show.
That's what lets me know he's done. That lets me know right there he's done.
One more year.
He has moved on in his life, which good for him. He should. He's 36 years old.
Yeah.
He's my age. Like, your football career is coming to an end. You're in the twilight. Great career, Hall of Fame player.
Still trust Andy Reid and Mahomes.
Well, let me ask you this. I do too. But let me ask you this as a serious question.
Okay.
Because remember, one of their wide receivers is not going to play the first 6 games. He will be suspended.
Right.
If Patrick Mahomes was not the quarterback on this team, what would their record be?
7 wins, if they're lucky.
If they're lucky.
That's what I said.
I know. I was repeating your point.
Okay.
If they're lucky, they're a 7-win team.
Yeah, they've got the best quarterback in the league. He'll find ways to he'll do something.
But will the refs be on their side this year? I think people are over the Chiefs in the NFL. It's not as important anymore. They're not going to be getting the calls they got last year. They're just not.
They will.
You think the refs are still going to cheat for him?
The refs never cheated for him. My God.
The refs
Stop blaming it.
Definitely cheated.
Don't blame the Chiefs. And remind me, last word, talk about one other baseball thing that people made a big thing about and they shouldn't have. All right, one other one. Shedeur Sanders started because everybody else was hurt. And he looked okay.
Rookie of the year.
He's still fourth on their depth chart.
Shedeur Sanders is the rookie of the year.
He's still fourth on their depth chart.
How, though? That's crazy to me that he's still fourth on the depth chart. He looked outstanding.
He did make one pass to the corner where he threaded it between two defenders, which
He looked
was pretty
great.
impressive.
I mean, what was it, like 135 yards, 4 missed passes, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he looked absolutely amazing.
What's going to tell the tale will be what happens when Dylan Gabriel comes back and Flacco comes back.
And Kenny Pickett, who's just going to be cut.
I'm not even counting him because when it gets cold, he can't grip the ball. He's done. But where they're going to slot him? I still think he ends up being number 2. I feel bad for Dylan Gabriel.
Flacco's going to start because you can't start Shedeur and then bench him. One quarterback has ever come back from that, and that is Bryce Young in Carolina. That ended up being really good for him. He's a different cat. It's not good for Shedeur Sanders.
Flacco is going to look at his coach and go, if you put him in, go with him, just like Kurt Warner did with Manning.
Yes. He's going to end up being the starter. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. If you start Shedeur Sanders all season long, this is a good team. You got a decent defense. You got a good offense with some weapons on there. The Browns could be a playoff team with Shedeur Sanders as the starter.
But is he $1 million talent with a $5 head?
I don't think so.
You think he's going to settle down?
I think he already has.
He's already gotten how many speeding tickets?
Myles Garrett just got a speeding ticket.
That's different. You're not the leader of the team.
Okay, if he's not the leader of the team, then never mind. The Browns are in trouble.
The quarterback is always the leader of the team and sets the example. And
I can't talk. I lost my license when I was a kid because I couldn't take my foot off the gas pedal. Here's the thing: Henry Ruggs III should be an example. But the good news is, he wasn't drinking and driving and speeding.
True.
He was just speeding.
He had a lead foot.
Still go the speed limit. I'm not one to talk about young kids not speeding. I was just as bad at that age.
I think
it is what it is.
Shedeur should go and get a Hyundai or a Honda Accord.
Or put a governor on that thing.
Low-end car.
Yeah, not going to
You're going to drive carefully.
I mean, he got busted for speeding. He wasn't drinking and driving and speeding. No. I'm not gonna get mad at it. It's way too fast, but it wasn't in a school zone. It wasn't anything like that.
I think Sanders is basically a good kid.
Yeah, I think so too.
He'll figure that out.
Got a nice car that goes fast. He goes fast in that car. I mean, have you ever been in one of those cars? The issue is, and this is no excuse, throwing it out there, but you can go and not even realize how fast you're going.
And the answer is yes, and I have.
Yeah. I mean, I have a V6 engine now. Haven't, except for a minivan, I've never had a V6 engine. I've caught myself a couple of times going way too fast and not even realizing I was going
remember
that.
You remember the Lexus I had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
92, 93.
And you don't even know.
I'm going, oh my God.
Yeah. Gotta slow down now.
Yeah.
Again, not drinking and driving. Not speeding in a school zone. He'll be fine. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to end up being the starter week 3 for this team. And watch out for the Browns.
Okay. I'm going to ask you we need to watch out for another team. Matt Stafford is hurt. His back is bothering him again.
Yeah, he's coming to the end.
He's coming to the end. They've got Jimmy G as a backup. You going to run with him, or do you call Atlanta and try to get a crowbar and pry Kirk Cousins out of there to come?
Prying Kirk Cousins. The prying will be the contract. That's what's going to hold things up. $45 million guaranteed that Atlanta won't want to pay for.
They're going to have to. At least half of it.
I don't know the answer to that because it depends on the Jimmy G you get. I mean, if you get the one that gets hurt all the time, you're in trouble. But don't forget, Jimmy Garoppolo is a really good quarterback. Yes. He is a starter in this league and has had a lot of success as a starter in this league.
To a point.
I think you're okay with him as a backup. My nerves come into play. Back is nothing to joke about. Back and feet. Those are the two things for athletes. If you hurt your back or you hurt your feet, you're pretty much done.
I can attest to that.
There you go. I don't know. He's not going to be the same guy coming back for sure. I just don't want him to get hurt long term.
I mean, I remember when Montana was with the Chiefs, he had spinal fusion which I've had.
Yeah.
And he came back and played. I don't know that I could have done that after spinal fusion and you take a hit there.
Right.
I would have been.
Well, that's what ended Tony Romo's career. He had some back problems, had surgery to try and correct something, and then he took a hit to the side, and that was it.
Yeah. Back is nothing to mess with. I hope Stafford has a good year because he's a great quarterback. He's fun to watch.
He is.
And he led me to 64-32 last year.
Shut up, dude.
Which I'd like to see.
I have my list.
Yes.
I'm not losing this year. I have my list.
One final question. After week 1 of the preseason, should the Vikings be shopping for quarterbacks?
I was just going to ask you. I was like, I don't want to leave this yet because I want to ask you the question. If J.J. McCarthy starts to do bad, do you bring it?
Starts?
It's going to be bad. Do you bring in Kirk Cousins? He already knows the offense. It's literally a plug-and-play situation from there. You know he can make the plays. Yes, I think you do make that phone call. You have a team that can win right now.
This is the last year of their window. They could get to the Super Bowl with a good quarterback. Right. I don't think McCarthy is a guy. I think he's a career backup.
They tried to keep Daniel Jones because they wanted to start Daniel Jones in Minnesota. I think Kirk Cousins is a step up from there. And again, he already knows the offense. He has a good relationship with the coach. Yes, I think you make that call and pay out that contract for a year if J.J. McCarthy is not ready to go.
If they're stubborn, and if they stick with McCarthy, fans are going to lose their mind.
As they should. It's going to be rough. There's two teams that could go, one that will go downhill very quickly on a team that should win, and the other that could be in danger of that. The Vikings are in danger of that. We don't know what J.J. McCarthy is. He seems like he's a good kid. I wish him the best of luck as much as I can wish a Vikings quarterback the best of luck, which is very little, but I'll give him that little. I just don't think he's got the arm or accuracy to do it long term. Caleb Williams is missing the net.
Who didn't play Saturday because they were trying to protect the kid. They didn't want him going out because all eyes are going to be on him. He's gotten kicked out of practice a couple times.
3 or 4 now. He missed the net.
And Ben Johnson doesn't put up with that. He doesn't know the playbook.
He's 10 yards from the net.
I know.
And throws it so far down, he misses the net. Missed both his throws anyway, but at least hit the net. And then gets mad that he missed the net. Dude, you're 10 yards away. I can't throw a spiral. My arm doesn't do that motion. I can still hit the net.
It was bad. It was really bad. And I think Ben Johnson has a very short temper with him. I don't think he's pleased that he came in and didn't know the playbook, wasn't ready day one to know what everybody else is doing, not only what his responsibilities are.
This is bad.
Listen, it's bad. It's really bad.
As Chucky would famously say on the Rugrats, this is real bad, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
This is real bad. I don't know how you miss a net. Again, I want to make this clear. I can't throw a spiral. You've seen me.
Yes.
Can't do it. My shoulder doesn't do that anymore. We'll play catch in the backyard with the kids. I'll throw him back the ball. It's not pretty.
Looks like
I can hit
Kramer.
The net. Who?
Tommy Kramer back in the day used to throw just ducks.
It's all I can do.
Or Joe Kapp, who got him to the Super Bowl, but every pass was a wobble.
I can throw a baseball still.
Yeah.
It'll hurt after a while. I got the torn muscle, and now my shoulder doesn't go that way. No spirals for me anymore. I can still hit the net.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it in the basket. I'm not saying I would. But I wouldn't miss the net.
You're not being paid millions of dollars to throw that ball.
No. I mean, take any 10-year-old kid, they can hit the net. He is in his ears beyond belief right now. It's not a talent issue that he can't hit the net from 10 yards out. He's in his head. And this is going to be a worse than Ryan Leaf's situation if this continues down this path.
It's going that way right now. And I don't know what Williams can do to get out of it other than how do you not do your homework before the season? You got a new coach. How do you not?
It makes me curious about that not
day.
Watching film thing. Did they not give you film to watch, or did they give up on asking you to watch film?
Sounding more and more like Kyler Murray all the time. I mean, And Ben Johnson will not put up with it. He is going to win in Chicago.
He'll find a way, but it won't be with Caleb Williams. It won't. I said he was a bust draft night.
You did, and you got ridiculed for that.
And yet, here we are.
We need to get Russ back on the show.
We do, because once again, he's going to have to admit I'm right.
No, he won't, because...
And I need to talk to him about my list. And he needs to praise me for how accurate I am about to be. I think he's going to be higher on the Packers than I am, though.
He might be, but it's all going to come down to, will they catch Jordan's ball? Jordan loves throws. We're just going to move on. That came out really wrong. I've got one more thing to talk to you about, and it'll kind of be a tying in for the last word. You're going to be a part of it tonight. Something happened in baseball that's never happened before.
Okay.
Shouldn't have been big news, but it seemed to be, for the media, huge news. And that was the first woman umpire calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, she did good. She settled down.
She's been doing this for a long time. This is her career. Just like if it was a guy doing a career.
I don't think it should have been as big of a deal.
It's just
I think you're putting too much pressure on her to be this perfect one. And you could see it in the first pitch.
Yes.
She got the first pitch wrong. That's all anybody shows. And that's what I was nervous about. Like, if you're making this such a big deal that she's going to make a mistake because there's so much pressure on her now. Just let her be an umpire.
Just let her do her job. She's been training for years. She did her time in the minor leagues like all good umpires do.
You know what the NFL didn't do? They didn't make a big deal about the first female umpires. They're like, yeah, they're the first female referees.
They didn't stop the game and give them a ball.
No.
They didn't do any of that.
No.
And
this is your job. Go do it.
They stopped the game for her.
And you know what? They've been great.
Yeah.
Same in soccer over in Europe. They've had women refs forever. Who cares?
This woman is really good. She's going to do fine.
She's going to do fine.
She's going to.
I don't know if she'll be really good. I don't know if she'll be one of the best. She called a 91% accurate game.
She's going to be a playoff level umpire, which is really, really
I hope she
good.
is. Stop making a big deal out of it.
Exactly. That would have been my last word. Stop making a big deal. Just let her do her job. And it doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're purple, you're a man, you're a woman.
Go do your job.
Good, go do your job.
She
earned that on merit.
She proved she didn't get here because she's a woman.
No.
She got here because she's good. She called 91% accurate. And the only missed calls I saw were earlier on because she was nervous. I mean, why wouldn't you be? But that's any umpire in their first big league game.
She's already better than Angel Hernandez.
Well, that's not saying much.
No, it's not. That bar is really low.
It's pretty bad. I mean, he was how many years in the league and never umped in a World Series? And then he was in a World Series. He wasn't allowed behind the plate in a World Series.
Yeah, and he tried to force his way in. The league said, yeah, it's a merit system.
Right.
You don't merit it.
And that's the thing about the MLB umpires. Like, it is a true merit system. Like, she had to earn her way. And she did great. I think she'll be a great umpire. That's cool. We need to stop making a big deal out of this. If we don't want it to be a big deal, don't make it a big deal.
I think baseball needs to do one thing. Instead of having an all-star umpiring crew, you take the best crew that's worked together all year. They're your playoff umpires.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. Then you know each other.
Yeah.
Different system, stops mistakes. Although these guys
they're great.
There's really not many bad umpires in the league right now.
And the other thing is, no, I do not want full-time robo umpires calling balls and strikes.
I don't either. I like the challenge system a lot.
I like it a lot. And
we'll see it next year.
Yeah, keep the people behind the plate because they just don't make that many mistakes.
They really don't. And all players have said, I don't really care where it is.
Right.
I just want to know where it is.
If you're calling it an inch outside and that's a strike every time, I can live with that. I'll adjust.
Where people get in trouble is where it's an inch outside and then all of a sudden it's different, or it's way outside. We call that the Angel Hernandez special from back in the day. We're not really seeing that anymore. If you look at the umpire ratings, they're all calling 91, 92, 95% accurate games on balls and strikes. Like, it's not as big of a deal as people. The issue is that stupid box on TV. Because that box, guys, I hate to tell you this, that box isn't accurate.
It's not. And
that box on balls and strikes is 75% accurate. Well, these umpires are in the 90s.
And if they've got a challenge for that 5% that may get wrong, great. It's done in 2 seconds and they move on. and be done with it. So.
Easy that. Tap on the hat. You get 2 challenges. You're wrong.
They're
you lose them. It is what it is.
And if you're right, you get it back.
I completely agree. Get rid of the box on TV, and this won't be a story anymore. The box on the TV has to go. Fox has done a good job with almost getting rid of it. They're almost there. It's very thin, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'm too focused on the box that I'm not focusing on the rest of the game.
And for those,
get rid of the box.
And for those people who watch our show who say they like the box, and you know who you are,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
The box is terrible.
Box has got to go.
Again, if you look at the accuracy of the box from this MLB season, it's 75% accurate. People are different heights, they're different sizes, not the same box. This isn't like getting a first down. If you cross the first down, you cross the first down. Which, by the way, I'm starting to love that rule change. No more chain gang.
Come on, you don't want to see the old guys who just finished their last beer running out with the chain and tripping over it?
I don't
either.
No, I don't want to see index cards. We're past that at this point. Get rid of the box on TV.
Yes.
You and I have had a great show, but as you all know, you cannot have a conversation with your father without your dad getting the last word. So does all you.
We just talked about it. I love umpires. I love baseball being called by professionals. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. Just let this woman do her job, and she'll end up in the playoffs because I think she's going to be really, really, really good.
That was short.
It was short because
really short.
Well, it's because we talked about it at length and people didn't want to hear it. I do have one request for everybody watching. Come up. You hear us going back and forth all the time. If you've got something you want us to talk about, just put it in the comments, and we will.
I like it. Thank you, as always, so much for watching. This has been Sports Talk with Dad. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.